She texted me during my heart surgery prep. Can you calm down? It's not a big deal. Also, don't forget to send me money for my nails. I didn't reply, I just forwarded the message to her father. What he did next, and what happened when she found out, changed everything. I'm Derek, 35, and I'd been dating Amanda for 2 years. We met at a mutual friend's party, and she was everything I thought I wanted. Beautiful, outgoing, fun to be around. Looking back, I confused fun with only shows up when things are easy, but you don't see that clearly until you're being wheeled into surgery and your girlfriend is texting you about nail money. The heart issue started 3 months before the surgery. I'd been having chest pains, shortness of breath, the kind of symptoms you try to ignore because you're too young for heart problems, right? Wrong. My doctor ordered tests, found a valve defect that needed immediate surgical correction. Not life-threatening in the moment, but the kind of thing that becomes life-threatening if you ignore it. I told Amanda the night I got the diagnosis. We were at my apartment, watching some reality show she liked. I muted the TV. I need to tell you something, I got my test results back. She looked up from her phone. And? I need heart surgery. There's a valve issue. They want to do it in 3 weeks. I expected concern, maybe shock, fear, something. Instead, she said, "Oh, that's scary, but they do those all the time now, right? Like, it's pretty routine?" "It's open heart surgery, Amanda. There are risks." "Yeah, but you'll be fine. You're healthy otherwise." She went back to her phone. That should have been my first clue. But I told myself she was just processing it differently, that not everyone shows emotion the same way. The 3 weeks before surgery were hell. Pre-op appointments, meeting with the cardiac team, signing paperwork that basically said, "Yes, I understand I might die on the table." Amanda came to exactly one appointment, the first one, and spent most of it on her phone. When the doctor asked if she had any questions, she said, "How long is recovery? We have a trip planned in 2 months." The trip. Right. A girl's trip to Miami she'd been planning with her friends. I'd already told her I probably wouldn't be recovered enough for her to go. I'd need help around the house, wouldn't be able to drive, might still be weak. She'd nodded and said, "We'll see," in a tone that meant she was going regardless. The night before surgery, I asked her to stay over. She said she couldn't. She had things to do in the morning. I didn't push it. I spent the night alone, running through worst-case scenarios, updating my will on my laptop at 2 a.m. like a crazy person's surgery was scheduled for 7 a.m. I had to be at the hospital by 5 a.m. for prep. My brother offered to take me, but I'd asked Amanda. She'd agreed, said she'd pick me up at 4:30 a.m. At 4:45. She still wasn't there. I called, no answer. Called again, no answer. At 4:55, my brother called me. "You need a ride?" I had a feeling. "Yeah, she's not here. I'm 10 minutes away." At 5:03, as I was walking out to meet my brother, Amanda texted, "OMG, so sorry. Overslept. Are you still at home?" I didn't respond. Just got in my brother's car and headed to the hospital. At 5:30, while I was in pre-op, wearing a hospital gown, getting my IV placed, trying not to think about the fact that in 90 minutes someone would be cutting open my chest, my phone buzzed. "Amanda, can you calm down? It's not a big deal. Also, don't forget to send me money for my nails. Appointment's at 2. I stared at that message for a solid minute. The nurse asked if I was okay. I said yes. I was lying. I didn't reply to Amanda. Instead, I forwarded the message to her father, Robert. I'd met him a few times. Good guy, retired military. The kind of man who actually meant it when he asked how you were doing. I added one line. "This is what your daughter sent me while I'm being prepped for open heart surgery." Then I turned off my phone and focused on not dying. The surgery took 6 hours. I woke up in ICU around 4 p.m., groggy, in pain, with tubes everywhere. My brother was there. My mom was there. My best friend Mike was there. Amanda was not. "Did anyone hear from Amanda?" I asked through the fog of anesthesia. My brother and Mike exchanged a look. Not yet, man. Focus on recovering. I drifted back to sleep. Update 1. I woke up again around 8 p.m. The breathing tube was out, which was a relief. I could talk, sort of. My throat was raw but functional. My mom was still there, reading a magazine in the corner chair. How are you feeling, honey? Like someone cracked open my chest, I said, which I guess they did. She smiled. The doctor said it went perfectly. No complications. You'll be moving to a regular room tomorrow. That's good. Has Amanda? Mom's face tightened. No. Okay. Derek, your friend Mike is outside. Can I send him in? He's been asking to see you. Yeah, sure. Mike came in looking nervous like he always did around hospitals. He hated them. The fact that he was here at all meant something. You look terrible, he said. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. No, like, you look alive, which is better than the alternative, but also terrible. We talked for a few minutes about nothing, sports, work. The nurse who Mike thought was cute. Then he got serious. So, Robert called me, Amanda's dad. Why? Because you forwarded him that text, and he wanted to make sure you had people here since his daughter apparently forgot you exist. What did he say? Just that he was sorry, that he was... Jesus, dude, he was furious. Said he'd raised her better than that. Asked if you needed anything, wanted to know how the surgery went. I told him you were alive and in recovery. Did he say anything about Amanda? Just that he'd be handling it. I didn't know what that meant. I was too tired to care. I slept. The next day, Friday, I was moved to a regular room. Still in pain, still weak, but improving. My mom stayed most of the day. My brother visited in the evening. Mike came by twice. Amanda sent a text at 3 p.m. Hey, heard surgery went okay. Glad you're all right. I'm at Sarah's. We'll come see you tomorrow. I didn't respond. Saturday morning, I was sitting up in bed, eating terrible hospital eggs, when Amanda walked in. She looked perfect, hair done, makeup on, wearing a dress that probably cost more than my hospital copay. Hey, babe. She leaned down to kiss my forehead. I didn't move toward her. How are you feeling? Like I had open heart surgery. Right. Yeah. It looks like they took good care of you, though. This is a nice room. It's a hospital room. Well, yeah, but some hospital rooms are awful. This one has a window. I just looked at her. She shifted uncomfortably. So, I'm really sorry about the whole morning of thing. I genuinely did oversleep. I set my alarm wrong. It was an accident. And the text? What text? The one where you told me to calm down because heart surgery wasn't a big deal. And, oh, by the way, don't forget to send nail money. She had the decency to look embarrassed. I didn't mean it like it sounded. I was trying to keep things light, you know? Keep you from stressing out. By telling me to calm down and asking for money? I mean, you do send me money for stuff I thought it was normal to ask. Amanda, I was lying in a hospital gown with an IV in my arm, 90 minutes away from someone cutting open my chest, and you texted me about nails. I said I'm sorry. What more do you want? I want you to understand why that was fucked up, but I don't think you do. She crossed her arms. This is what you want to do right now? After surgery? You want to fight? I don't want to fight. I want you to leave. Derek, get out, Amanda. I'm serious. She stood there for a moment, looking like she wanted to argue. Then she grabbed her purse. Fine. When you're ready to be reasonable, call me. She left. I closed my eyes and tried not to feel the pain in my chest. Both kinds. Update 2. That afternoon, Robert showed up. Amanda's father. He knocked on the doorframe even though the door was open. Derek, can I come in? Mr. Patterson. Yeah, of course. He walked in, carrying a bag from the cafeteria. Brought you some real coffee. Hospital coffee is terrible. Thank you. He pulled up a chair. We sat in silence for a minute while I worked on the coffee. It was actually good. I owe you an apology, he finally said. For what? For my daughter. For how she's treated you. But especially for that text message. When you forwarded it to me, I couldn't believe it. I had to read it 3 times to understand she'd actually written that to you while you were heading into surgery. Yeah, it wasn't my best moment. You shouldn't have had to forward it to me. You should have had a girlfriend who was there supporting you, not asking for nail money. She overslept, I said, though I don't know why I was defending her. Derek, I need to be honest with you. That text you forwarded? I showed it to my wife. Then I showed it to Amanda's sister. Then I sat Amanda down Friday night and asked her to explain herself. And she tried to brush it off. Say, Ed, you were being dramatic, that surgery wasn't that dangerous, that I was overreacting. So I asked her where she was while you were in surgery. Where was she? At the salon, getting the nails she'd asked you to pay for. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. While I was in surgery. Yes, she went to her 2 o'clock appointment. Didn't even text your brother or anyone to see how it went until around 5 p.m. I didn't say anything. What was there to say? I told her she needed to apologize to you in person, genuinely apologize, not just show up and act like nothing happened. She agreed. But based on the fact that you look like you just went through a fight, I'm guessing that's not what happened when she visited this morning. She apologized, but it didn't feel real. Robert nodded. Because it wasn't. My daughter has become someone I don't recognize. Entitled, selfish, thoughtless. Her mother and I are partly to blame. We gave her everything, never made her work for anything. But she's 29 years old. At some point, she has to take responsibility for who she is. Mr. Patterson, I appreciate you coming here, but I'm not here just to apologize. I'm here to tell you that whatever you decide about your relationship with my daughter, I support. If you want to end it, I won't blame you. Hell, I'd recommend it. You deserve better. That's not a normal thing for a dad to say. I'm not a normal dad. I'm a dad who's watching his daughter treat a good man like garbage while he's literally recovering from heart surgery. That's not the daughter I raised, and I won't support her behavior just because she's my blood. We talked for another hour. About my recovery, about my job, about life. He told me about his own father, who'd had heart problems and how scary that had been. When he left, he shook my hand and said, "Take care of yourself, Derek. You've got people who care about you. Don't waste energy on people who don't." Update 3. I was discharged Monday. My brother took me home. His home, actually. I was staying with him and his wife for the first week since I couldn't be alone. Amanda texted Sunday night asking where I'd be staying. I didn't respond. Tuesday, she showed up at my brother's house. His wife Jenna answered the door and very politely told Amanda I wasn't up for visitors. Amanda argued that she was my girlfriend and had a right to see me. Jenna, who's 5'0" but terrifying when she wants to be, told Amanda that rights aren't how relationships work and closed the door in her face. Wednesday, Amanda's mother called me. I didn't recognize the number, so I answered. "Derek, it's Margaret, Amanda's mom. How are you recovering?" "I'm doing okay, Mrs. Patterson." "Thank you." I wanted to apologize for my daughter's behavior. Robert told me about the text message and about her missing your surgery. I'm mortified. It's not your fault. Maybe not, but I raised her somewhere along the way. I failed to teach her basic human decency. Robert and I have talked, and we want you to know that whatever happens between you and Amanda, we still care about you. You're a good person, and you deserved better treatment. Thank you, that means a lot. Are you going to break up with her? The directness caught me off guard. I think so. Yeah. Good. She needs to learn that actions have consequences. Maybe losing you will teach her something. Thursday, I finally responded to Amanda. We need to talk. Can you come to my brother's house on Saturday, around 2 p.m.? She responded immediately. Finally. Yes. I'll be there. I love you. I didn't say it back. Saturday arrived. Amanda showed up at 2:05 looking nervous. We sat on my brother's back porch. Him and Jenna made themselves scarce in the house, but I knew they were nearby in case I needed backup. How are you feeling? Amanda asked. Better, stronger every day. That's good, I'm glad. I've missed you. Amanda, I'm ending this. Her face went pale. What? I'm breaking up with you. This isn't working. Because of the surgery thing? I apologize for that. It's not just the surgery, it's everything leading up to it. You didn't care, Amanda. Not really. You came to one pre-op appointment and spent it on your phone. You didn't stay with me the night before you overslept and missed taking me to the hospital. And then, while I was being prepped for someone to literally cut open my chest, you texted me about nails. I know that looks bad. It doesn't just look bad, it is bad. And then, while I was in surgery, you were at the salon. You didn't check on me until hours later. You didn't visit until 2 days after I woke up. Do you understand how alone I felt? I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was such a big deal. That's the problem. You didn't realize open heart surgery was a big deal. What does that say about you? About us? She started crying. Please don't do this. I'll be better. I'll pay more attention. I'll be there for you. You'll be better now that you might lose me. But where were you when I actually needed you? I made a mistake. Multiple mistakes. Over and over. This isn't one bad moment, Amanda. This is who you are. Someone who only shows up when it's convenient. That's not fair. Neither is asking me for nail money while I'm heading into surgery. She cried harder. What about your stuff at my place? I'll get it next week. You can box it up. Are you seriously ending a 2-year relationship over this? I'm ending a 2-year relationship because you showed me who you are when things get hard, and I believe you. She left crying. I sat on the porch for a while, feeling empty but also relieved. Final update. It's been 2 months. I'm fully recovered, back at work, cleared for exercise, feeling better than I have in years. The surgery fixed the valve problem, and apparently it also fixed my ability to ignore red flags. Amanda tried reaching out a few times in the first month, texts apologizing, saying she'd changed, that she understood now. I blocked her number. Her sister reached out once to say Amanda was devastated and in therapy. I told her I hoped therapy helped, but it didn't change anything. Robert and Margaret invited me to dinner last month. Just the 3 of us. It was surreal, but nice. Robert asked how I was healing. Margaret brought me a care package with homemade soup and recovery advice. They didn't mention Amanda except once, when Margaret said, "She's moving back in with us." The entitlement caught up to her in other areas of life, too. I didn't ask for details. Didn't need them. My brother asked me last week if I was angry about how everything went down. Not really, I said. More just grateful in a weird way. Grateful? That I found out who she was before I married her, before I had kids with her. Better to learn during heart surgery recovery than during something worse. There's something worse than heart surgery? Yeah. A lifetime with someone who thinks your heart surgery isn't a big deal. He didn't argue with that. I'm dating someone new now. Met her at a coffee shop of all cliched places. She's a nurse, actually, which means she understood immediately when I mentioned my surgery history. On our second date, I told her the whole story, Amanda, the text, the nail appointment. She was quiet for a moment, then said, "I'm glad you're okay." Both from the surgery and from her. That's when I knew she was different. Sometimes I think about forwarding that text to Robert, about whether I should have just broken up with Amanda privately instead of involving her father. But then I remember his face when he visited me in the hospital, the way he apologized for his daughter's behavior, the way he told me I deserved better. He gave me permission to value myself. In a weird way, that text message was the best thing Amanda ever sent me, because it showed me exactly who she was, and it connected me with someone who actually cared. The heart surgery saved my heart. Forwarding that text saved the rest of me.